All right, I'm me about 3 minutes, and I will go in on this situation that's occurred. That's not even really that far away from where I'm living at right now. Um, Probably about a good 15-minute drive down to Capitol Hill. You know, depending on if you like to walk. You know, not that far, man. It's actually near the downtown area. Um, but yeah, give me 3 minutes. I'm gonna share this real quick, and we're gonna get it going. We're gonna get it popping and rolling. All right, you know, because I want to want to make sure that I'm able to I'm getting making sure that there's an audience, making sure that monitoring what's going on in here. There's some people that be coming in here spewing madness sometimes. You got to get on their helmet, but yeah, actually, let's see. Let's go ahead and see, share. Uh, Go ahead and share this real quick. I got a couple clips to deal with this little situation going on up here, man. It's crazy what is transpiring in America. And actually, like I said, not in my neck of the woods up here in Seattle. But it is beautiful at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful because these are things that gotta go on, gotta happen. You know what I'm saying? For these prophecies to unravel and to unfold. All right. Um, you know, these things gotta happen. Um, so with that being said, let's go. Let me go ahead. Let me see if I can turn on my YouTube app. Make sure that monitoring this over here. All right. Make sure that monitoring this over. So you know, making sure I'm monitoring this stuff right here. So yeah, yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and get it popping and rolling. First and foremost, I want to say Kal Allah Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. All right. This is Rayap Bungad. All right. This is Zealots of Israel camp. And there's a crisis going on up here in Seattle right now. Um, it is what it is. It's happening. Well, it's not even really a crisis. This is more of a prelude. All right. And to me, I would just say this personally. This is the sign that you gotta just leave downtown because Capitol Hill, right? What you're seeing with this situation going on in Seattle, up in Capitol Hill, like I said, this is only like maybe 15 minutes, maybe 10-minute drive, 15-minute, 20-minute drive from here, from where I'm at. All right, I'm in South Seattle. All right, Mount Baker area. All right, but out here in South Seattle. Um, this area in particular, it's not too far from Capitol Hill. It's actually, like I said, this is like only a couple blocks away. Not even a couple blocks away, but like just like I said, a 10-15 minute drive from from here. All right, and it's Capitol Hill's right near downtown. Now, here's the cold part. That little 8-7 section that's blocked off is where it's right where the Seattle Police Department is at. All right, in that particular area, or what should I say? It's one of the little the precinct, I should say. All right, so you know this is all prophecy being fulfilled. Now with what's going on, with the precinct. Now they abandoned that building for like 30 days, and they're letting these fools run ruckshot over there. All right. Now, this is a small microcosm. It's very small because it's not something that's very right now. I would say it's not even that big. It's not even that big right now. Right. But it's going to get big as time progresses. All right. So, you know what I'm saying? It's probably going to cause a domino effect where this happens here, then the other states might follow suit in some of the major cities in their particular areas. You know what I'm saying? Now, I find it ironic it's happening up here, but of course, up here is very weak and soft. You know, guys that are out here that claim Seattle to be hard, or they're foolish. They're very, very ignorant of the things that go on outside of Seattle. Because for many decades, right? You know, I'm 29 now, so I've seen pretty much 3 decades. People have always told me where they came from was way harder than where they came from in Seattle, coming to Washington State or Seattle, in particular Seattle. All right, it is nowhere near as tough. All right, and Shalawam Zakar to Zion up in the YouTube chat. Shalawam, Yazar, Ikaran. I think Tazamak came in. Shakar Gat, Shalawam. You know what I'm saying? It is not hard, all right, living up here. So it's not hard for a militia group or some government paid, something some setup group to come in and just run ruckshot on a city. And the mayor, the mayor and the governor, the mayor of Seattle and governor, they're just letting this thing just go get out of hand. So before I bring out any scriptures dealing with this dealing with how this is part of prophecy, let's go ahead and listen to some of these things that's going on right here. All right, with this. All right. Let's go ahead and go right here. All right, and because it's touching worldwide, and it's touching not only in the States but worldwide. The worldwide media is covering this. So let's go ahead and look at what they have to say.
Protesters in the newly formed autonomous zone in Seattle are considering their next move, having seized control of the area after it was abandoned by police. President Trump has threatened, though, to send in the army if the local authorities fail to resolve the matter.
Yeah, you see that? So so-called President Trump is now, Slovakia. My bad. Let me go ahead and share the screen. Slovakia. Share screen. Bam. My bad. Let's play that back over.
Protesters in the newly formed autonomous zone in Seattle are considering their next move, having seized control of the area after it was abandoned by police. President Trump has threatened, though, to send in the army if the local authorities fail to resolve the matter.
Right.
We're not going to let this happen in Seattle. If we have to go in, we're going to go in. The governor's either going to do it. Let the governor do it. He's got great National Guard troops. He can do it. But one way or the other, it's going to get done. These people are not going to occupy a major portion of a great city.
Now, you see, Donald Trump is now threatening military force, possibly if this continues, right? and this is all set up to spark civil unrest, because a lot of these people, like I said, are set up by the government. Some of these guys, some of these idiots that follow these particular groups, because now, with the death of George Floyd, all the movements that Jake has, all right, Esau and these other nations, all right, and some of the ignorant of our people will take those particular movements, which is not even backed up by the Most High anyway, so it's going to come to naught, right? Now they've taken it over, changed the narrative. Now look at what they're doing right now. They're utilizing. They got to feed off the energy of the so-called black men. they got to feed off the energy of the so-called indigenous people of the Americas, of their militant uprising, especially the so-called Negro, dealing with the 12 tribes. They got to feed off your energy to spark up revolutions, right? So they're using this aspect ideology, and most likely is set up anyways, but the small groups are small leading people of these particular groups are set up, I would assume. But let's say if they're not, these people need to spark up that energy from Jake to fulfill and come in the manner that they're coming. Now, what this is going to prompt eventually is civil unrest, so they can lock the whole city down. That's the whole objective of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And the whole objective of what's going on right now. So let's go ahead and continue on.
Our president wants to tell a story about domestic terrorists who have a radical agenda and are promoting a conspiracy, and fits his law and order initiatives.
Now, this is these governors and mayors are so weak, man. Now, I'm just gonna keep it 100. We don't care about, like, this is Esau against Esau right here, what you're seeing, because Trump is basically threatening military violence towards these protesters up here, in particular in that particular spot, I would say. And maybe he would extend it towards the people that are protesting over this silly ass over this thing with what's his name, George Floyd, which all in that is a setup in and of itself, right? Ritualistically, all right, from a deeper perspective. But even so, it's all a ploy and a plot to shut things down. But you see how Esau, and actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and go to the KJV. Let's go ahead and go to King James 16:11. Let's go ahead and go to Matthew the 12th chapter. Now, what you're seeing right now. Oh, not gonna play that yet. So this is the mayor, all right? This fool right here is basically promoting anarchism, all right? I think, if I'm not mistaken, she was the one that told the Seattle, because I believe the Seattle chief police, and mind you, it's Eve that's the head of the, I believe is the head. I mean, I may have my information wrong, but she's the head of, not this woman right here, but there's a Jake Eve that's the head of that particular department, all right, in the SPD, and she don't want to really make the move, but the mayor's forcing them to move out of that precinct. But Trump, all right, the president wants to, she wants to let them have it for 30 days, I guess. To the best of my knowledge, Trump wants to go and take it out. And take them out, basically. So let's go ahead and go to Matthew the 12th chapter. All right. Let's go ahead and go to Matthew the 12th chapter. And where is that at? Where Satan casts out Satan. Okay, Matthew the 12th chapter, right? And this is Yahushua speaking, right? And Yahushua, all right, who the world calls Christ Jesus, all right, which is Yahushua, that's his real name, knew their thoughts. And this is just going into the fact that Esau is the devil, so-called white man who is Esau is the devil. So the demons work with Satan. Demons work with the so-called white man, Esau, all right, and Satan works with the so-called white man, right? So. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. Those are the words who the world calls Christ. Every kingdom and nation has divided. Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And what do you see what's going on? And what do you think is going on in this country? Desolation, devastation right now. This is what's going on in America. This is what's going on in this country, to Babylon the Great. reestablished Roman Empire. All right, which is part of the 10 toes, which is also going into Daniel's the second chapter about the iron and clay. All right, which is the last part of the last leg and last part of that beast system of the Roman Empire, Slakia. All right, which is the last part of the last leg and last part of that beast system of the Roman Empire. Slakia, wrong tab, but yeah. So it says this Slakia, every kingdom divided against itself is brought desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So, like I told you, and go look this up for yourself. In Seattle, I think the chief person, which is, like I said, she's a Jake. She don't want to lead the precinct, but guess who told him to lead the precinct? The mayor. The mayor and governor, Jay Inslee, the governor up here, is not even on the same page with this woman right here, man. But they're both spineless. They're both weak. You know what I'm saying? They're both allowing this foolishness to go on up here, which is all praises to the Most High. You know, that's what the prophets would say, because this is all bringing this kingdom down any damn way. But point being, this city with Capitol Hill, with the people, they're spray painting saying, SPD, no, Seattle Police Department, all right, Seattle People's Department or something like that. Like I said, these people, all right, and dealing with the civil unrest that's going on, they're taking that whole spot over. So guess what? People occupy a city, so do mayors, so do high officials, right? So in every city or the house divided against itself shall not stand. And guess what? Seattle is crumbling. It's been crumbling for years, man. The unemployment rate. I mean, the overpricing of apartments up here is foolishness, man. You have to literally be living with another person, making good money, mind you, to live up here. Up here is that's why most of the Seattle's sect, like I said before in one of the videos I've done before. Seattle's the second most gentrified city. The city that I'm living in right now, or in the section of the city that I'm living in Seattle, got gentrified like a mother lover. All right. The Central District, where I'm from, all right, which really Mount Baker is not even from that far from the CD. You know, that's where I used to be at all the time back in the late 90s, all throughout the 2000s, early 2010s. You know what I'm saying? That place was highly gentrified, highly gentrified. All right. Now, with all that going on through all these years, and even these damn white folks got these poor white trash started catching hell. All right, methed out. There was just a video last year talking about Seattle was dying. All right, and that's due to the fact that there's been less and less resources because they're overpricing things. So guess what? These people are kind of mad up here. Is some of these fascists, some of these crazy white boys, and some Jake too, and they're using this as an opportunity to come up at these people. So guess what? A city that's divided against itself can what? Shall not in every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And this is an Edomite. I mean, this is Edom written all over it. Trump is Edom. All right. This is crumbling as we speak. Let's continue.
It's simply not true.
And look, Trump's threat to send military into city is illegal, according to her. But then she'll allow these fools and these people to run rugshot. So this is all praise due to the Most High, man.
The threat to invade Seattle, to divide and incite violence in our city, is not only unwelcome, it would be illegal.
Well, the Capitol Hill autonomous zone was formed at the beginning of the week by the Black Lives Matter activists. They barricaded themselves inside 6 blocks in the centre of Seattle and declared it a police-free zone. Activist Desiree Deloach explains now what life is like inside the commune.
I am down here in the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, also known as Chaz, and the mood here is completely peaceful. If you can see over here, we've got people grilling some food, and over here we also have free pizza, some drinks, water, all types of snacks. We've got
look at this. Look at this. No, she's making it out as this is something. No. See, when you march, like I went into the video that I did last week, when you're marching, that is a militarized term, and that's a militarized action. It's a military action, militarized action. So you sitting up here doing this, right, is provoking the government that you're, look, let's use logic, right? And this is just the madness that's going on over here, which shows you that this kingdom is going down while our kingdom is going up, right? Because the Israelites are going to be back on top. But with everything that's going on right here, right, you know, they're just saying no cops, no police, and all this other stuff. This, like, you have people from different walks of life, different nationalities, right? And you're having people talking about we're going to set up our own, but you all have different ideologies deep down. You all believe in different things. How can this continue? You know what I'm saying? And this is part of the madness that, you know, look, at the end of the day, it's going to be funny to see these people in derision, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they just don't know what's around the corner, because they're allowing, they let the precinct by themselves. They did not fight for that precinct. They allowed you to do that. So when they allow you to do something like that, right, that means that they have a plan further down the line, which is going to end up into what? The military being brought in, FEMA being brought in, possibly the UN troops being brought in if it escalates to that point. And what's going to happen? There's going to be mass death. And what's going to happen after that? People are going to cry and be like, oh no, this is tyranny. Well, look, if you make a military action, you stick with it. See? Hey, actually, I just saw brother children in a playpen. Actually, let me put that comment up. Let me put that up. And brothers, I just looked at you guys' comments. This is good comments right here, man. But this is the prime comment, man. That's making sense of what's going on right here. Children's playpen right here. Let's continue.
People handing out bags with masks and hand sanitizer, literally everything you can think of.
And I just want to make a quick comment. This is how you know that coronavirus, or at least this first wave of it, is fake, because where do the people get all this energy from to come outside and all this other stuff, to do all the, like, people believing in that bullshit virus at this point? You got to be one idiot, man.
And over here is the memorial that is set up to all of the people that we've lost during the George Floyd rebellion, as they're calling it. That's what the wall says over there. There's like a constant 24-hour vigil. People can light candles and, you know, say their prayers, say, you know, just hang out. This is the west entrance to the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Back there we have the precinct, which is where the most of the violence was enacted by the police.
Wait a second. Let's pull that back, because I think I saw
the precinct.
Did we just see the Baffy?
Just hang out. This is the west entrance to the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Back there we.
Oh, look at that. See that? Look like a Baphomet right there, right? The world is watching, but you got a Baphomet right here. See that?
the precinct, which is where the most of the violence was enacted by the police for the last few nights, the last week or so. This is where most of the stuff happened. There are still 4 main barricade points. And inside is the autonomous zone. People are anticipating on staying as long as possible. There have been several tents that have already been set up. People are preparing to stay overnight. Main goal, I would say, that I could say right now.
Look at this foolishness, man. Cowards with high guns. Cowards hide behind their guns. But you're taking over a police precinct and trying to militarize. I mean, it would be Seattle to do some stupid shit like this. Oh my God, man. Oh man, I just gotta laugh at this shit, bro. Look at this shit. Cop-free zone.
This Minneapolis City Council already, completely disband or vote to disband the Minneapolis police. We're calling for the same thing here in Seattle. We're calling for a complete defunding of the police, a complete reallocation into Black and brown community.
Now you hear what this one. See, and this is just, Khan sister. These retarded Edomites shake my damn. Yeah, you damn right, man. Damn right. Because this is okay. You're talking about love and peace for Black and brown people, i.e., Blacks and Hispanics, Native Americans, right? And they might say, "Oh, well, we also including the other races of color," but the ones that catch the most hell are the 3 demographics that make up the 12 tribes of Israel, mind you, right? The children of God that are in captivity right now. This fool is talking about defunding the police. So when you do defund the police, you know that if you defund the police, that means that you have to police yourself. So when there is criminal organizations that spring up because of this, because this is their so-called come up, right? You understand that you understand you're gonna have to police yourselves, and you can't call 911 when you get raped, right? And you understand that. So this is amazing. This is beautiful though, man.
Is where it's needed the most, and so that is definitely a goal of people. I would say the #1 goal for right now.
The views there of an activist in central Seattle. Well, Black Lives Matter.
Oh, the Central District, man. Look at this.
The protests are continuing in other parts of the city too. On Friday, thousands of demonstrators marched through the streets.
Oh yeah, and see, that's what I saw yesterday when I was coming from work, man. Because I work down the street from where I live at. So all these morons, man. I was seeing rows of morons, man, walking. I was like, shit, man. And then there was people driving to and fro, right, in their car, with their convertible, or it's holding up a damn sign called Black Lives Matter and all this other goofy shit, man. Look at this, man.
So-called silent protest rally came.
Yeah, see. This is just to let y'all know, right over these apartments that I have the mouse, right over there is where not right over, but that's where I work at in that particular area right there. When you drive further into that area, these fools really walking this far, man.
On the same day, a federal judge ordered police to temporarily stop using tear gas or pepper spray against the protests in Seattle. Now, protests are also happening across other U.S. states too.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's see. Yeah, let's touch on this real quick.
The middle of all of that, you might hear.
And this is Fox Clan, like my guy Harvey. My boy Harvey, Superboy off of YouTube, man. His name's Your Worldview now, but He's always called this place, this thing called, on Fox News, Fox Clan. So I'm stealing somebody's line. Fox Clan. Seattle is close as I've ever seen to being a lawless state, police union chief supposedly says. So let's go ahead and hear what he has to say.
A lot of reference to the CHAZ or Chaz, referring to the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. It'll come up a lot, but these individual citizens has essentially taken over that area, peacefully or not. It is a concern for some security authorities, the police, who wonder that if things were to really get hairy, then what do you do? Mike Solon is a Seattle police officer, joins us right now, the guild president there. Officer, always good to have you. What do you make of this right now, and how long it could go on? If it's peaceful and nothing much occurs, you just heard our reporter on the scene, this could drag for a while. What do you think?
Hey, Neil, thanks for having me on. Well, this is very concerning, and I think it should have everybody across the country deeply concerned, because this could metastasize across the country. It's quite clear that City of Seattle elected officials are lacking the political will to enforce the rule of law. And this is the closest I've seen since being a 20-year professional of public safety service of our country to becoming a lawless state. And when you have 6, now 7 blocks of a City of Seattle owned geography now being occupied by, some say, are still armed people, especially at night, where do we go from here? And what happens to the reasonable community in Seattle, and particularly the business owners that surround that area, or the residents? And we're already seeing reports come out of those residents saying they're not even allowed to have a vote or a say, and they're feeling threatened. So this is a very deeply troubling situation in terms of public safety, as we're already seeing signs that it's occurring down in Portland, Oregon, and we've heard things happening in Nashville. And
now, what does this dude got to see? They didn't. Look at this goofy ass cracker. And you got a lot of these white boys out here. They hate neo-Nazis and they hate Klansmen. It's up here in Washington State, in particular in Seattle. I mean, this is Satan against Satan. Yeah, but what this dude is saying right here, the police union chief, what he's pretty much saying right here is that, yeah, man, it's going to get to a point where there's going to be it's going to be lawless out here. And if I'm not mistaken, they did say that in Seattle that if you call for 911, it's not going to come as fast as you want it to. And we've been talking about that for years. The prophets that you've been seeing on the street corners, we've been saying that for years, man. And it's unfolding right now, even though it's unfolding on a smaller level, but it's unfolding nonetheless.
My sources are telling me that the federal government is extremely interested in this, and it's quite clear that the people that have taken and basically stolen the George Floyd protest message are now using it to benefit themselves and holding the rest of the reasonable citizens of Seattle hostage. It's absolutely unacceptable.
You know, you were right to point out these festering movements in Nashville, Portland, Oregon, and other cities as well, Mike, that have been saying much the same. What they're doing there, we'd like to try here. And it occurs at a time that, at least in the Seattle area, the mayor is saying one thing, the police chief quite the opposite. We already know that Carmen Best, the police chief, has been concerned. She defied the mayor's orders the other night when the protests were really getting bad before this sort of lockdown situation, that she went ahead and used tear gas to break up what was potentially a violent scene. Now a judge has intervened to say, don't do that again, hold off on that sort of thing. So it sort of ties her hands, and yours as well, right?
Oh, you just said it well, it ties her hands. So just imagine if the city and the elected officials are willing to surrender a police facility, what's next with these criminal agitators, these unreasonable activists that march on another precinct, in particular, the Seattle Police Department flagship precinct, the West Precinct? That precinct houses 911 communications citywide. Neil, if we lose the West Precinct due to the lack of political willpower by our elected leaders, imagine, how do the reasonable citizens in Seattle expect to get police services when they call 911 for help? This is going to spread And if we don't get someone to step in to lead and make decisions here for the good of everybody, the reasonable majority of Seattle citizens that support public safety, we're in dire trouble here.
Hey, and you know what? I'll start right there, right? Because it's going to lead me to this next video. This is basically a ploy to get Trump to go ahead and he's basically saying, Trump, please lead us, get us out of this dire situation. Do whatever you have to do that is necessary. In other words, bring in the military and take these people out. And then, you know, use these damn reforms to militarize the police even more so that this thing doesn't happen. So then the next time this comes around, it's going to be a full out war. See this, look, the elites got this set up, but at the end of the day, the elites can only do what the Most High allows them to do. Because this is what's going on right now. And all praises to the Most High Yahweh, man. All right. But yeah, what he just said is basically giving people the go ahead to say, you know what, they're giving Trump the go ahead. You know what, please help us. And this might lead to this man's reelection, because if this thing keeps festering and it grows, then guess what's going to happen? They're going to have to step in. They're going to want to have a whole bunch of lawless people. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And that's pretty much it, what he said. So let's get to this. All right, this is CBS this morning. All right. And this leads into Trump labels Seattle protesters in police free zone domestic terrorist. Oh, look at that. That's spiritual, ain't it? 441 likes and likes, dislikes, 441. Flip it around, 144. An elect member probably looking at this, man, getting sealed, man. It's probably hey, man, that's spiritual, man. Call all y'all by Simeon Shai, man. Probably the 144,000 member that may be in Seattle getting sealed up right here, man. Hopefully for his sake. But Trump labels protesters in police free zone domestic terrorists. Now let's watch this. This is a 1 minute 23 second clip.
A federal judge has ordered Seattle police to temporarily stop using tear gas and pepper spray to break up the largely peaceful demonstrations in that city. The ruling comes as demonstrators calling for social justice remain in control of 6 blocks in Seattle. Jonathan Vigliotti reports.
A 4-block area surrounding Seattle's Capitol Hill police precinct, free of cops and occupied by activists.
I need my village.
People the president labels anarchists and domestic terrorists. The group set up a perimeter and declared it an autonomous zone. That's when, in an effort to de-escalate tensions with protesters, police left the area. It's a scene reminiscent of New York's 2011 Occupy Wall Street tent city. Seattle's police chief and mayor are giving these protesters their soapbox as a less patient president threatens to send in troops.
These people are not going to occupy a major portion of a great city.
The threat to invade Seattle, to divide and incite violence in our city, is not only
you know, this is how you know a woman had no business being in. Why would you allow this? Like, see, this woman may be operating on her damn emotions, but see, that Queen of Heaven worship that's in America, man, like you saw, and you know what, and look, for you Israelite sisters, you should know better. And you know what I'm saying is right. I mean, you so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American women that's in this truth, mind you, because ones that are not, then they're not going to understand. But let's see, let's make a point.
Police chief and
now I just want to make a point, right?
Seattle's police chief and
so Seattle's police chief and mayor, and look, an Edomite woman, all right, and a Jake woman, all right, an Israelite woman that most likely she's a Judite, all right, or someone from the Southern Kingdom, all right, but you have a woman in authority. I mean, in a police role, in that kind of authority, and you have someone that's who's supposed to be having some kind of authority in the city that governs these people. So you have two women. It's the Queen of Heaven worship that's going on in America. This chaos is caused by this right here. And because you're having Esau, the so-called white man, allowing this stupid shit to go on. It's that westernized culture, man. Boy, I tell you. So let's go to my man Trump right here. This great devil, the greatest president of all time. has ever graced the office, the White House, man. Give it up to the Most High for allowing this cartoon character to be in office.
People are not going to occupy a major portion of a great city.
The threat to invade Seattle, to divide and incite violence in our city, is not only unwelcome, it would be illegal.
Mayor Durkin is calling it a peaceful expression of collective grief. The activists are demanding...
There ain't nothing peaceful about someone like this right here, bro. Fuck up out of here, man.
Police reform and social equality. Until then, they say...
Spray painting stuff is... Spray painting is military type shit, man. You know, on a low level for you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, that's gangbang shit, man. All right? On a higher understanding, higher level of thinking, that's an act of war, man.
Say they're staying put. For CBS This Morning, Saturday.
All right, so yeah, that's enough on that. I just want to bring out one scripture, all right? Because this obviously this place is circling down the drain as we speak. All right, let's stop sharing. Actually, no, let's go ahead and go to the scriptures. Go ahead and go to 2nd Ezra, man. Because this is the beginning stages of insurrection, man. The first phase of insurrection, because we got to understand dispensation of time of the prophecies are fulfilling and are taking place as we speak. So things take a process of time. The Most High, that's the beauty of the Most High. He hits you when you least expect it, but he gives you warnings and signs through phases, just like that. All right. So 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. Let's go ahead and go there. All right. 2nd Ezra 15. And yep. Well, so I'm gonna start at verse 15. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another people, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition, insurrection, people uprising among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So this is a microcosm of what's going on. There's a microcosm of that scripture right there, that prophecy that Ezra, all right, in the book of 2nd Ezra is an apocrypha is speaking on. All right. So watch this. A man shall desire to go in a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride. In Seattle is a very prideful city. A lot of equal opportunity, a lot of multiculturalists, coming together, if you will, for lack of a better term. They're trying to establish a whole little city onto their own self, and it's not going to end well for them if they keep it up. So that's pride there. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And this city's going to circle down the drain even more so. And it's going to be a trickle down effect to these other cities, because guess what's going to happen? These other cities some of these other major cities going to have this happen, set up or not. And it's going to cause a trickle down effect, and it's going to cause militarized action by the government, right? And it says the houses shall be destroyed. People's houses going to get raided and destroyed, because there's fools up in this damn Capitol Hill thing, and men shall be afraid. This Chaz thing or whatever, you know, and men shall be afraid. They're gonna be afraid, man. You know, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with their sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. And I'm gonna touch on this maybe on a YouTube quick clip Yeah, the locusts is tearing up stuff over there in the Eastern Hemisphere, man. And they said the UN stepped up and said that the locusts tearing things up by, not my words, their words, biblical proportions. So that's going to cause a famine. And I'm guaranteeing you, a year and a half, maybe 2 years, maybe if you're lucky, it's going to hit the states hard. Maybe shorter than, it's probably going to be shorter than that. It's going to hit the states hard. All right. And for great tribulation. Okay. So there's going to be hell, holy hell is going to come to this earth, man. And if you're not backed by Yahweh, by Simeon Shai, all right, the Most High through the name of his son, right? The Most High and his son, you're asked out, man. All right. And as far as this, hey, man, all praise to the Most High, man. That's what the prophets, the priests, the apostles, prophets, priests. All right, that's what we love to say. All praise to the Most High, man. And you brothers and sisters that are sincerely in the truth, man. One hopeful elect, hopeful 144, hopeful 1/3, man. So you should rejoice in these days, man. Be fearful of the Lord, mind you. Be fearful of what the Lord can do to you. Just keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Love your brother and your sister. Love the Most High. Read this word. Keep this word. Apply this word. Live this word. And do the best you can. But rejoice, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand as we speak. And if we got to face persecution for it to be furthered, all praises, man. So with that said, I want to say call law, Yahweh Ba Simeon Shai, all right? This is Rayabibun God from the Zealots of Israel camp. And Lord willing, I might do a video tonight. So with that said, Shalawam, much love and peace.